Well, good evening, everyone. This is Joyce Ferguson, and I'm sharing this webinar presentation tonight to let you in on a little bit of the excitement that's going on with Reliv International, to tell you our story and my personal story, and then I have some guests and kind of in the middle of this presentation. We should be on together for about a half an hour, and I'm looking forward to covering some details with you about something that I've been excited about for so many years. And it just seems to be getting better and better and better. So let's get started. Sometimes we ask ourselves some important questions in life. For me, those questions started in my 30s and intensified in my 40s. And, I just wanted to have more time with family and friends. I didn't want to work my life away. I wanted a better life balance with everything, not just work, but kids and family, distant family, travel, entertainment, and planning for retirement. All of these things were on my mind. But if you don't have optimal health and you don't know how to maintain that optimal health, it's very hard to take into account all these other things and to make them happen in your life. I needed the optimal health. I needed a feeling of helping others. And sometimes it's hard to see how you can help others if you can't figure out how to help yourself. A lot of times we think about great ideas, maybe even franchise programs or whatever, but the cost is so high, and it's just so easy to see that you could literally break the bank for your family with the wrong kind of investment or the wrong kind of start. And yet we all want to do things to get ourselves where we want to be. There's a vision with this company, Reliv International, and it's the vision that everyone can have optimal health, everyone can earn financial freedom, and everyone can live a dream lifestyle. According to, this is Ryan Montgomery, who is the president of our company, and he's just a terrific guy, and one of his things that he says is that the whole point about Reliv is that we make nutrition simple and we make life rich. And the reason that we do what we do is to spread that richness to the lives of other people. So I think that it has definitely done that for me. I started with this company now. I started 27 years ago to talk to people about Reliv International, and it changed my life. It not only made nutrition simple, as Ryan said, because I was at the time taking 37 different vitamin pills every day to try to feel better. And I could substitute those vitamin pills. I could substitute a Reliv shake for that twice a day and get in more than 4 times the nutrition and more than 3 times the the kinds of vitamins that I was talking about. So it was remarkable to me. And then to make my life as rich as it has with introducing me to my husband, and he was a part of Reliv too, and creating a blended family and just all the joy that has come with that. So I'm one of those people that truly understands what Ryan is talking about here. This Reliv company is a solid business. It's been in business now. This is our 30th year in business. We were founded in 1988 in the fall, and we are members of the Direct Sales Association. We're members of the Council for Responsible Nutrition, and lots of other organizations like the Better Business Bureau and Chamber of Commerce, and different organizations that have to do with maintaining good, solid business practices. The idea here is that when you build a business with Reliv, the company wants to be there for you long into your future and into future generations. We are also a company with a heart, and that heart infuses the Reliv Kalogris Foundation. The foundation was created in honor of Dr. Theodore Kalogris, who was the original scientist who, out of his own pain, discomfort, and near paralysis, created this marvelous nutritional product called Classic that we carry today, that was the centerpiece of our company as it began. In his name, we feed more than 30,000 children, mostly children, in countries around the world. We've already distributed about $35 million in products. And one of the great things about it is that it's distributor funded and corporate matched, and 98% of the donations for this foundation go right to the feeding programs. We establish feeding centers that are not only places to just distribute shakes to children, but also places of worship, places of education, places of community bonding. And it's just been a remarkable experience to be part of that for the time that I've been involved in Reliv. Reliv has the science to back up the claims that we make. We have 9 products that have been issued U.S. government patents. That's tough to do when you're talking about what amounts to essentially a food. We have clinically proven formulas. Again, it's tough to do because there's not much clinical research done on nutritional elements, and we are in the pioneering stages of that. We're also as pioneers in a field called nutritional epigenetics. Now, I'm not a scientist. I was a single mom with 3 daughters under 5 when I first heard about Reliv, and that 27 years ago. And I just really wanted to feel better. That was my whole point. So not being a scientist has proven to me to be my advantage because I just talk to people from my heart about what I've seen and how wonderful these products have behaved in my own body, as well as how this business has worked. But when you wonder about things like nutritional epigenetics, you have Dr. Fred Galvez and Dr. Carl Hastings backing you up in the company. And it's a remarkable thing to have that caliber and level of science. I do hear someone talking, so if you would mute your line, I'm not sure why you aren't muted. But if you would do that for me, that'd be great. Dr. Hastings, a couple of years ago, was ranked in the top 10 among 5,000 chief scientific officers for companies around the country. And Dr. Galvez is also a researcher at the University of California and is the person who discovered and named the linosin soy peptide that is getting so much press these days as it affects that whole inflammation in the body, and nutritional epigenetics comes from there. So this is an important thing that we have these 2 gentlemen who do so much for our company. If you get right down to it, the most important thing that I can say here is that the human body needs advanced nutrition, and it just doesn't need it once in a while. The human body needs advanced nutrition every day. We all know that our diet isn't what it should be, no matter how hard we try. It's pretty easy this time of year to miss out on a lot of nutrients if you go on some of the fad diets and fasts and many other things that are out there. The importance for Reliv is about prevention and wellness. We want to help people around the world live a life of wellness. It's hard in the fact that 75% of us fall short of nutritional requirements. And I found out pretty quickly all those years ago that I could fill in all of those nutritional requirements with 2 shakes a day of the basic Reliv nutrition. And wow, the products have expanded and improved since then. The difference, what's the difference? There's so many nutritional products out there and so many claims and so many stories. But we know what we know about Reliv. We know about this patented high-quality nutrition. We don't source ingredients from just anywhere. We know what we're getting. We have guaranteed high-quality ingredients. We have optimal levels of nutrition, not just minimums. We don't just focus on one magic pill. We focus on an entire, broad, deep range of nutrition that works together. So it's all about synergy. Every element of what we do works together with every other element. That leads to bioavailability. All that means is that every cell in your body knows how to use this nutrition. We own our own U.S. manufacturing and research and development. We have to have some of our ingredients grown specifically for us to meet our requirements. And we fact check every single ingredient that comes to our factory for quality, for purity, and potency. And then when our products are completed, they are batch tested by independent agencies to make sure that they have everything in those cans. We've placed everything in those cans that are on the labels to the right amounts, and that you are getting perfectly balanced, great nutrition every time you open a can. Reliv is a wellness company. We're about 3 areas of wellness. I've talked about wellness and how important it is to live a life of wellness. Well, it's hard to do that if you don't have the fitness and weight loss products available to you. Our proprietary Fit3 program is designed to help people, no matter what level of fitness or weight problem they have, maintain a healthier lifestyle. Of course, we all know here we sit in January with everybody jumping on the bandwagon of losing weight and everybody going back to the gym. And for most people, that won't last very long. But if you start with a fitness and weight loss community program with Reliv, you will find that you have a group of people that want to support you, help you care for yourself, help you with weight loss goals, and help you with community involvement in your progress. And that's just so important. I started in Reliv with what's called essential nutrition. Essential nutrition is that day-to-day stuff that you take, that shake that you drink, that replaces all those vitamins, minerals, amino acids, herbs, trace elements. Now, I'm not saying you don't need to eat. You do. You need to eat, and you need to eat well. But Reliv provides nutrition for you that you really can't even get from your food. Added to that are targeted solutions, a blend of ingredients in many formulas that specifically target things that might be concerning you and that might be part of your health goals. For me, when I started, I knew that I had a family history of arthritis. I knew that I didn't want to deal with arthritis. I like to work with my hands. I like to work out. I don't want bad knees. I don't want arthritically crippled fingers. So in order to do the best job I could at possibly preventing that, I take a lot of Reliv's Artheffect, which is a targeted solution. And that's just one example. When you blend these 3 things together, you create a wellness company that actually produces results. Our idea here is not just with the Fit3 program, but with all of our products, that you need to get fit, feel fit, and stay fit. And that helps you live a longer and more productive life. We'll go into the Fit3 program since it's the newest thing for just a second. Fit3, what is it? It's a results-driven fitness and weight loss program. That whole idea of community that I mentioned before is part of this. We're a leader in the industry with advanced nutrition, and now we want to be a leader in results-driven weight loss. Nutritional supplements to fuel the fitness and promote a healthy weight. Nutritional coaching that helps you eat smart while enjoying the foods you like. And exercise coaching. Wow, it was terrific over the weekend because our coach, Tina Van Horn, put a live workout video on Facebook, and I was able to, because it was so cold and snowy here, I didn't want to go to the gym, and I was able to do a fantastic 30-minute workout right here in my office that had me huffing and puffing and sweating, and I loved it. And she's just so great about modifications and building that sense of community. So this is what can happen. These are 2 friends, and 3 friends actually, and some of the things that they've seen happen, and you can see from the pictures the difference in the human body when you get great nutrition and you take care of it with the exercise and the Fit3 products. So, Reliv means results. This is kind of a family portrait of all of our products. I would urge you, if you're listening to this maybe for the first time or even for the 10th time, but you're really curious about the different Reliv products, get with the person who introduced you to this product and get some more information from them. Let them tell you what each one of these products do. For right now, I just want to have some time with some special guests that are going to share some stories with you. I know that a couple of them were having a little trouble getting on the line, so I'm not sure everybody made it. But I'm going to ask Debbie Murphy, did you make it on? If you would push *6 to unmute yourself.
I sure did. Yay.
Hooray. Hooray. Debbie, I'm so glad you're here. Will you share with everyone your results with Reliv in all areas?
Absolutely. I am thrilled to share right now because we're at an 11-year anniversary. I'm Debbie Murphy from Evansville, Indiana. I'm a homeschool mom. My husband, David, is a pastor and a retired vocal music teacher. We have 7 children, and 11 years ago, the oldest of those 7 was losing her life. She was born with a heart defect. She developed a lung condition, and things were not looking good for her. The odds they gave us for the transplant, for her coming through that, were not good. She was in a wheelchair. She was dealing with migraines and allergies. So she was on oxygen, and she could hardly take care of herself. We have a faithful friend who, for 2.5 years, kept laying this in front of us. And she got a prayer request about our daughter and just responded. And because of that, we finally got our whole family on Reliv. The first month we didn't see much change for our daughter, and I was concerned. But meanwhile, the rest of us were getting better sleep. We were getting better energy. We were getting fewer migraines, and our allergies were improving among us. So we were encouraged about her. Well, in the second month, she had just kept going on faithfully in spite of not seeing anything. In that second month, she started seeing improvements. She got some better energy, better sleep. Her allergies began to be less troublesome. Her migraines spaced out a little bit and weren't as severe. It just was so surprising to us. But she went on then during that first year to come out of a wheelchair she was confined to put her allergy medication away with her doctor's blessing, to see far fewer migraines. The rest of us in the family, 4 of us with migraines, don't have them at all, but her body is under a lot of stress, so she does have occasional ones. But in any case, she was taken off that donor list on her first year in Reliv, and we are 11 years out, and at this month, and she is still with us. She's gotten 2 degrees, the doctorate she finished in the first part of last year, and is working full-time. She's not cured or healed, but she has a life that is valuable, and it's a life that she's giving out to others. So we're just thrilled. Our heart was so full with what was happening for all of us, we just started sharing. And some of those people that heard what we had to share decided to try these products, and some decided they needed the additional income or an alternative income and joined us in the business. The first month we earned $200, and I was amazed. I didn't really think I could earn that much ever. It's been as high as $4,000 in a calendar month, and we've even experienced earning bonuses of over $5,000 all told. So it has just been life-changing, life-saving. I guess I'd finish with that. Our entire family is on one or more of these products, and we have exciting news. 2 new grandbabies on the way, and their mamas are using this as their sole prenatal, as did the other mamas for the other 4 grandkids. And I guess that's my favorite part of my Reliv story right now.
I love your story, Debbie. Thank you so much for being willing to share tonight. Dawn Tucci. Thank you. Dawn Tucci, are you there?
Yes, hi, Joyce.
Hi, Dawn. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm glad to share. I'm Dawn Tucci. I live in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, and I've been on the Reliv products for 10 years. And I was very skeptical in the beginning. I'm a registered dietitian. I'd worked in the pharmaceutical industry, and I'd worked as a private practicing dietitian, and really never recommended supplements because they aren't regulated in the United States, and really could have never seen myself doing what I'm doing today. But, life has its little twists and turns. And about 11 years ago, I went into menopause in my early 40s. It was very severe. I had extremely frequent hot flashes that left me soaking wet most of the time. I had anxiety attacks before those hot flashes, about 10 migraine level headache days a month, and depression. And before that, I'd been just a happy mom of 3, and was really making my life miserable. I wasn't sleeping. Energy was getting lower. And a friend of mine had already called me about Reliv because she thought as a dietitian I'd be interested in hearing, but I turned her down. But fortunately, she called me again. I was all ears because I really didn't know what I was going to do, and got started on the products after making sure about the safety, and found out we were marketed in Germany, England, which really just indicates the safety side of Reliv, and got started in the headaches began to go away about the 4th month, and by the end of 6 months, depression was gone. I had a spasm pain cycle in my back that stopped happening. I also stopped having TMJ pain. I used to wear a splint at night before that. So these were all just surprises. I really didn't think nutrition could change any of this. But as time went on, just more changes. My stamina was growing. Sleep was getting better. by a year, my hypoglycemia symptoms were gone, and by a year and a half, my headaches were gone, my anxiety was gone, and my hot flashes were minimal. And I just couldn't believe the difference, being older, but just getting so much better. The other change for me is I'm a long-distance runner, and like you talked about in your presentation, Joyce, I used a functional formula, and not only was I able to start running again, but I'm back to distance running. I can do insanity and some pretty severe, intense workouts and don't have knee pain. So I don't have arthritis in my hands anymore, and I just am so excited about my health, and my family really doesn't get sick very often. My youngest just commented the other day that he doesn't remember what it feels like to be sick. So as a mom, you know, we just want our families to be healthy, and this is definitely part of our health. And, of course, you know, as I see these things happening, I'm telling friends the stories that I'm hearing, and I'm telling them about my results. And, of course, some of them wanted the products. And even though I wasn't really looking for this as a business, it just really happened. And just slowly over time and the spare time in my life, I guess there's not any, I've had to do this definitely with some purpose. But I guess what I like about Reliv, I've always been able to put my family first and been able to help a lot of people, and my income has just consistently grown over time, averages about $1,000 on a monthly basis, and it's been over $4,500 in a month's time. So I just love the control that we have over our incomes in this business, and just really excited about the future and that this is part of our retirement.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much. It's great to hear from somebody who has the background that you do, both in dietitian work but also in running. That's fabulous. So thanks again, Dawn. I appreciate your sharing.
You're welcome.
Now let's see if Dan Utes made it on. Dan, are you there? You'll have to push *6 to unmute if you are. All right, I'm going to move on. I was doubtful of Dan being able to get on, so I'm going to talk to Julie Moeller. Julie, are you there with me? Again, *6.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. Great.
Great. Good. Hi, everyone. I'm Julie Moeller. I live out here in Northern California, and Reliv came into our lives about 15 years ago. I have a son with disabilities, and he was really my focus. He was the reason why I checked this out, and I'm glad that somebody took the time to show me the whole picture of Reliv. And there was more to the picture that my friend didn't know about. We were moving at the time, and I was looking for another way to work from home. I really wanted to find something that would not have any limitations, and I could grow as far as I wanted to grow. So this just looked beautiful from the very beginning. But getting back to my son's story, I got him started on the product, and within a few weeks we noticed some changes. Stamina went up. His physical therapist was very, very happy. Our son had been through a major surgery that was supposed to help him walk, and it actually put him back in a wheelchair full time, which wasn't the plan. And it was just hard to see him suffering more, of course, and just seeing the subtle changes that went on really was encouraging. And he went from having difficulty just holding a pen to writing fluently, and hand-eye coordination improving, and just doing so much better in school. And then over time, he did regain balance and strength in his body, and he was able to get out of his wheelchair and walk again, which was the all-time wonderful thing that we were hoping for. And it still continues we still continue to see improvements in his health. Our youngest daughter had a lot of allergies and eczema and asthma that went away. Also, our older daughter had mood swings, headaches, and food cravings, and that was gone in 2 weeks. As a family, we saw a whole new level of health that we'd never seen before. So I knew we were always going to be on these products, and I came in at the top profit level, really with the idea of not just getting the best price on the products, but doing this as a business. I had been working very long hours. I ran a childcare business, and as much as I loved what I did, I was burned out and I was ready to move on. Moving into our first new home, I had to relicense, but my heart wasn't in it. I came in, though, at the 40% level, and I worked very closely with my mentor to move my master order, and within that first 2 months, that's what happened, and I was able to profit $6,000 in my first 100 days of business, which really showed me this is a serious business, and was able to average about $1,200 a month on a part-time basis. And then, but really my faith began to grow. I met more people making more money, so I decided to work with more intention and smarter with my mentor. That's when my business grew to $5,000 a month, and that's all I needed to do to replace my other business. And it's been a whole new life ever since then. I've had the privilege of really keeping my family a priority, my faith first, and having a lot of flexibility all of these years. My highest check has been over $10,000 working from home. I've enjoyed a very strong income in the ambassador program, and I just know that bottom line is we haven't seen anything yet. We're going to see a lot more now, more than ever, because Reliv is yet to be a household name. We've got the best thing going on, and the best products, the best business model, the best people. We just need to work a little smarter and get this thing out there. So we'll never stop sharing Reliv. It has truly been a remarkable business and product for our family, and we just know we're never going to stop.
And this is a terrific year coming up as we get into 2018 to have that attitude. So thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate it. I'm going to ask one. I'm going to ask one more time for Dan Ute. Dan, if you're there, *6, and come on.
He is here.
Hey, Dan. Well, we have to hear from one guy on the call tonight. Will you share your health and business story for me?
I'd love to. Sorry about the disconnect here. I was trying to get on and didn't have the code. So I stepped out of another meeting here. But anyway, life is full of fun. Well, yeah. Good evening to all that are on the call and the webinar. My name is Dan Utes, and my wife and I live in southern Alabama, right on the North Florida border, close to Pensacola. And we have 4 daughters, and my wife and I have been involved in ministry for all of our married life, and we needed what Reliv had to offer in more ways than one. And it was offered to my wife 25 or so years ago. And I looked at that. I wasn't sure about it for myself, but my wife used it while she was pregnant with our 3rd daughter, and saw amazing results. And I saw amazing results for her of what it was doing for her from the product standpoint. Didn't want to look at the business because I was in ministry and I had kind of a blinders on to seeing some things that this could do for our family. But just life has a way of doing things. We got away from it for a couple of years and came back to it in 2004 and realized that this was an answer to our prayer for what we needed, what we both needed when we were crossing over the 40-year mark, what we needed for our health, for our energy, for our sustenance in a lot of ways, but we also needed the business, and I finally woke up to that. And just from a health standpoint, the energy, just thinking clear and those type of things. Somebody had told us, we were probably on the product for about a year or so, and somebody had mentioned that this is just simple common sense. You feed your body good nutrition, and your body knows what to do with it because it's a whole food. And I was grasping at what all that might mean, and over time I began to get that into perspective. I decided that since I was larger than my wife, and it would be common sense for me to take more product than what she was taking. So she was doing 2 shakes a day. I went to 3. As I look back, and I don't remember what the time frame was, it was a number of months, look back and realized that the acid reflux and the restless leg were no longer issues for me. And that was very encouraging for me. And I started to apply that same principle of common sense to the business, is that when you share hope with people, then when it's something that people need, then they catch it and they respond to that. And so we've just been very encouraged with what this has done for us over time. The wonderful things health-wise that it's done in raising our girls, that they didn't get sick every time some things came around, and we still don't. We've been through some serious challenges in our lives. A year and a half ago, my wife had an experience with an aneurysm on the brain, and they said she would have some seizures and things that would be for sure before she would leave the hospital, that she would have at least 3, and then there would be a lot of other symptoms and things. And we have not experienced any of those items. Now, we do believe that God is our healer, but he gives us some good nutrition, and Reliv is a vital part of that. So we just, we're grateful because there's no loss of memory or cognitive function or life or any of those things. If you look at Fern today, you wouldn't know that she had gone through that journey. So just part of the picture is that we're not making promises of things that it'll do for people, but we are grateful for having this available to us. I'll just say that when I got to the hospital, this was I was in Canada when the experience happened for Fern, and when I got to the hospital and they said, well, we need to give her something because she's not able to eat, and I said, well, okay, we'll give her the nutrition that we have that's called Reliv. And they said, well, we were going to give her Ensure, and I didn't know what Ensure was at that point, but I just said, I just know that Reliv has more. And as I did a little research on that and realized that I was right, is that Reliv just absolutely and still continues to be a major part of our healthy function day by day. I woke up to the business. I joined my wife in it because she saw the vision before I did. Somehow that seems to happen. The women catch the vision for some good things before the men do. But we'll wake up after a while. Our first year of working together put $1,000 a month in our budget, and raising 4 daughters in ministry, and you learn to fast and pray for food sometimes, and this just made a wonderful difference for our lives and our budget. And by the second year was almost $30,000, and by the fourth year was over $74,000. This is we've had high months over $11,000. That's not been consistent for us, not at this point yet. But the basic thing of this is that, again, let's go back to the common sense, is that this has been a foundational income for us. We were able to move from Northern Ohio down here 3 years ago, and we have girls that are in college. We have a married daughter and a brand new grandbaby, and just the things that we've been able to do in our lives and for our family because of this company, because of the health, because of the business. I keep thinking in terms of what does an answer to prayer look like, is that we get to have answers for us, and we get to offer that same hope to other people. So I'm looking forward to this year. That I think that this is a brand new, the company has been around 30 years. The products have proven themselves, and the company has proven themselves in that they've been with a good foundation. They've been a good backup. They've been a good support for every distributor. And the trips that they give, and they know your name, and wonderful people, just like the folks that are on this call. So at the risk of rambling, I'm going to stop.
Thank you, Dan, and Happy New Year. Thank you
Happy
so
New
much.
Year to you all.
Well, I hope we've given you a glimpse of what in those 4 stories Reliv can be for people. And, you know, when I got on the products that you're looking at here, I just got on the basic nutrition and saw results with PMS, menstrual pain, sinus problems, sleep, energy, focus, in spite of the fact that I used to take all those other vitamins. Over time, at the ripe old age of 65 now, I'm medication-free, and I'm thrilled with my life. I've worked out 2 hours today, and I feel great. I love the fact that I'm as healthy as I am because of the products that I'm taking. And this leads us into the idea of what this business can do for you as well. The business is founded on the products. The market for wellness products is booming, and it's set to exceed $1 trillion. There's so many companies, and we have the best. We have an affordable international business that you can work from your kitchen table all around the world. It's based on high-demand consumable products, and you have unlimited income potential. I've seen that in my own life. The Reliv opportunity has very low startup costs compared to many, many things that are out there, and there's absolutely no risk. It has a 100% buyback guarantee. Not only do your customers enjoy a 100% money-back guarantee on their products for the first 30 days, but a distributor enjoys a 100% buyback guarantee for the first year of any unopened, unused product. So where can you get that? What other business can you go into that guarantees to buy back your inventory if you don't make it work? You get to work when you want to and where you want to, but you do have to work. You get to work for yourself. You have no boss, you have no employees, and you're part of a super support team. I'm going to demonstrate a little bit for you how that works with Reliv, because we can explain our compensation plan pretty easily. You have 5 avenues of income. You're going to make money by retailing products, by wholesaling products. You're going to have override income from creating a distribution network. You'll earn cash bonuses and trips along the way because Reliv believes in rewards. And then you will finish with the participation in the ambassador program if you choose to, which allows you to earn exceptional bonuses and go out and teach and train for this company. Briefly, retail profit is very simple. It's when you share with a friend, a neighbor, or a relative. You don't have to physically hand them the product. The company does that for you. They ship the products around the world right from that factory in St. Louis, Missouri. And you're basically the conduit of information. You tell your friend buys product on the internet or from you, it doesn't matter. And you earn between 10 and 40% retail profit, and you're in charge of figuring out which profit level you'd like to have. Remember that every breathing, living human being is a potential customer, and a lot of people like to give this product to their favorite best friend pets as well. So you have an unlimited market for this product, unlimited, because everybody needs it. So when you've shared it and earned your retail profit, sometimes those people decide they want to be distributors. They have lots of reasons for doing that. But when they do, you earn the difference between your profit level and theirs. So that means that you want to be at the highest profit level that you can attain, which in our company is 40%. That maximizes that retail profit you just saw, but it also maximizes the difference between you and anybody else who might start into the business. Sometimes people want to put a toe in the water and start at the lowest level of 10%. The most common place to get started is either at the top profit level or at the 25% level. We call the 25% level a quick start sometimes. And that's when you purchase $500 worth of product and get it at a 25% discount. The master affiliate, or you don't have to purchase that much. You can have a group of people who build to that level because it does count. Your customers, your distributors, those volumes count, all of that. But I want to make sure everybody knows that the company has extended a promotion through the end of January that allows you to do the 25% or the 40% level with your shipping completely free. So free shipping on those 2 levels. Sponsoring increases your volume. Volume increases your profitability. As you sponsor people, their volume is added to yours, and that pushes you up the staircase, which increases your profitability. So it's a pretty simple program. Let me talk a minute about how master affiliate income works, because the master affiliate level is that top profit level that several people who share their stories mentioned to you. You know that these products are for everybody, and you know that it's based on consuming Reliv products month after month. Overrides are unlimited residual income potential based on that consumption. So how that works is pretty quickly explained. If you have a business that goes down 5 levels and you earn a percentage of the business volume that is done by the people on those levels without affecting their profitability at all. So this money comes directly from the company as a third form of income. So you sponsor Susan. She's a friend. You earn 8% of the business value of all the products that move through Susan's personal business, her own personal consumption, and those distributors that she sponsors who are not yet at the top profit level. All of that counts together. So Susan does sponsor Jim, who reaches the top profit level. You're going to now earn 6% on his business. You'll earn 4% when Jim sponsors Wendy. Wendy sponsors Maria, and you'll earn 3%. Maria sponsors Bill, and you'll earn 2%. All of these people are at the top profit level. They've either worked their way there or started there. They can be in any of the countries Reliv does business in. I believe that's about 17 right now. And so you can have residual income from around the world. I found in my business it's pretty impossible to contain it to your local area, because Susan may know people that live in Australia, and Jim may know people that live in the Philippines, and Wendy may know people that live in Mexico, and Maria in Mexico may know somebody who lives in Germany. Just don't know. But it's not that anyone is limited to just one person. Everybody has an unlimited ability to sponsor, so it doesn't matter. You can sponsor 3 or 33 or 333 or no one at all. That's completely up to you. Obviously, if you want a business, you're going to build layers and layers of distributors. You sponsor 3, you're earning 8% on the business that they do. In this chart, that would be a $480 check coming to you. If you teach those 3 to do the same thing, they're each going to earn about $500 a month from this. And now you've shown them how to sponsor their 3 people. That's $18,000 worth of business at 6% is $1,080. So you've more than doubled, nearly tripled your income from one level to the other. And that's what happened to me 6 months into deciding to do this as a business and working about 10 hours a week from my home. I started with 3 great people and wound up with more than that, with about 12 between my first 2 levels, and earned about $2,000 that 6th month. And then I was excited. I knew that this was something that could pay my family for the rest of my life. By then I'd remarried. We had a blended family of 5 girls. And I knew, too, that we were going to face some pretty hefty college educations with 3 kids in college at a time for quite a few years. So we needed that extra income. What I didn't know is that it's not going to be contained at any level. So those 9 people have the right to sponsor, and when they do, you're going to wind up with a certain number of people on your 3rd level. In this chart, with some perfect multiplication, you have 27 folks. And that's $54,000 worth of business that they're doing, and you're earning $2,000 plus on that level alone. So now you've doubled your income again. When you see how this math works out, it's pretty exciting. As you get down to that 5th level, you have 243 people that you largely do not know who are doing the Reliv business around the world. That in this chart has generated almost $500,000 worth of business. At 2%, you're earning almost $10,000 on that one level. So by the end of the 2nd year in our business, we had hit a level where we were earning $8,000 a month in our Reliv business. It allowed my husband to leave his job and come home and be full-time with me. And we saw this chart play out in our lives. We saw one high month of about $28,000 in income from Reliv. It settled into the $15,000 to $18,000 range, and we've had a 6-figure income for 22 years. If you look at this chart, you can get all thrown off by all these numbers, but I just want you to think about the fact that all you did to begin this chain reaction is sponsor 3 great people, and that's all I did too. And as it multiplies out, this chart here has about, over 340 people who are distributors in your network, and that all came from you knowing 3 of them. It also generates about $750,000 worth of business for Reliv International each month in this chart we've drawn here, and that's why you're getting paid the significant income. But they don't stop there. They have cash bonuses and trips. Make sure someone explains the Star Director bonus to you, because that's a permanent bonus that can, in many cases, double your income. and it can take those numbers those percentages up by 3 percentage points. So you really want to understand that. Obviously, there's so much that's great about this company that it's hard to explain it all in a simple slide presentation. They give cash bonuses nearly every month, and they have trips going all the time. So they have fun, and they really know how to take care of people. The ambassador program allows you to travel, recognition, cash bonuses again. Right here in the center is Dan and Fern Youth, who you just heard from Dan, and he just talked about his wife Fern and some health challenges last year that Reliv brought her through. So it's remarkable to see people that you know enjoying these awesome trips. My husband and I have been on about 30 vacation trips with Reliv over our time, but we've been on more than 100 trips as ambassadors, teaching, traveling, going to fabulous places. One of them was India. One of them was Ireland. You can go around the world with this company if you get used to the fact that everything you earn is going to be paid to you because you help other people. That's how we earn income. So we have what people need most. We have personal freedom, financial security, and optimal health. You get to pick which one of those things, and maybe all of them, matters most to you. Talk to the person who shared Reliv with you today. Look into the master affiliate level. Look into becoming a distributor or a customer. There are a lot of resources you can use to learn more about Reliv. There is a company call that you can listen to. There is a Tom and Tina show that is a podcast that you can see online. You can go on Reliv's website, www.reliv.com, to look at some of those tools. My advice to you would be to get with a person that talked to you about Reliv and let them guide you as you go through and listen to things and hear things and understand the greater truth about this company. For now, I just want to thank you for being on the call tonight and wish you all a happy new year, knowing that this company is there and that great things are happening this year. We are excited. I've never been more excited about what's happening in this company, and never more sure that I'm in the right place at the right time, and you are too. So with that, I'm going to stop the recording, and we'll all say goodnight and hang up for the evening. So let's do that